What's going on, everybody? You're listening to All Facts Podcast. I'm your host, Wolfband, coming to you hot from the red seat. I got the man, the myth, the legends. I got a couple of good guys here with me today. Got the real, illustrious, real glad to have him. Got DJ Mood in the building, man. Let's give DJ Mood a big round of applause, man. DJ Mood.
Take care. Appreciate
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The hottest DJ in the South. Sizzle. Got my man Fred over there. Got my man Be Real. We doing it live. How y'all doing, man?
Man, I'm great, man. Happy to be back. I've been gone for a couple of weeks. Feel good to be back, man. Honestly.
Yeah, you have been gone. Doing your thug dizzle.
Yeah.
Working, man. Working.
Sick of it, man. Can't wait till this podcast blow up for real.
What, so we can go, you just get rich. We ain't got to worry about it.
I ain't doing nothing.
You
but
heard the
coming
man.
here.
You got to like, subscribe, tune in so we can go ahead and blow this thing up. We got some young black brothers trying to make a little shit out here. You feel me?
Please, I got kids. Please.
He said,
please. I got kids.
Please subscribe.
Yeah.
Like and share. All of that.
All that good shit. What about you, Fred? What you had going on, man?
Man, I got a lot going on. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. Look, so I cut my grass by myself the first time the other day.
Let's give that a round of applause. God damn, that shit player.
I went to the store, bought me a lawnmower, bought me some hedge clippers, bought me a trimmer.
Oh, wait a minute, hedge clippers, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck you whole ass.
I went crazy, bro.
Yeah, you landscape.
Yeah, I did my whole shit. It don't look like shit, but it's cool. The second time I do it, it's gonna look
this
good.
Nigga tried to give his yard a lineup. We got patches and shit.
Dude, nah, look, this would really happen. I put it on like the first level, so it wouldn't like really cut too deep because I didn't want it to have patches. Because I don't know what a patchy yard would look like. You know,
like a patchy head.
I don't know. But,
So I don't mean to cut you off. Is this your first time like cutting grass? Like really?
Yeah, like I've been paying somebody to do it my whole life. Well, my mom paid somebody to do it. Like the dude on my street. Growing up, he owned a lawn care service, so he cut like the whole neighborhood.
Man.
And then I never really had no other yards to cut, and then I had my own.
Man, I'm mad. My mama started me at 7 years old with the push mower, bro.
Yeah.
I've been cutting grass my whole life. I may pay somebody now.
Shit.
I know how to do it, but no.
And then when you young, you think you just, you young, you do.
Shit to do.
It is some fun shit to do, but you get that weed eater, you forget to put some
Man.
pants on. You goddamn get out there with it, going crazy because you start having fun with it a little bit, start being bad and shit. But like, I wonder if this can cut through this. You start doing the shit, the little pieces start flying off and tearing your legs up.
They know what they talking about. See, I'm with you. I still ain't even caught up to you. I've never cut grass.
Yeah.
I've never cut grass. I don't know nothing about it. Orlando about to come to my house this weekend and cut my grass because I don't know.
This nigga got pretty fingers.
Listen, it's really nothing wrong with that. Like for a long time, I just had this mindset where it's like, why do shit if I can pay somebody else to do it?
For facts.
But now it's kind of like just because I can.
Man, that's a good topic. I would say that's a good topic. You know, I was always taught that you could give a man a fish, right? And that man will eat.
Yeah.
But if I teach you how to fish, you will never starve. You see what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing when it comes to cutting grass. You know, it's a skill. It's honestly a skill. You know,
sure.
and I'm proud of you for you.
Yeah,
know,
I appreciate that.
Actually wanting to cut grass.
And you know what's crazy? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I need to tell you this because it was something that you said that made me think about it. We was like, it's not really about how much you can make; it's how much you can save.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the dude that was cutting my grass, he hit me. Was like, he just sent a group text talking about his price was going up, and I was like, shit,
Going to buy more.
Yeah.
I love it.
I gotta push more because like I was like, I'm going straight to the nitty gritty with it.
Oh, so you was out there. I was
out there sweating, bro.
But I like that, my guy, because what it sounds like is, okay, you paying for this service. The price went up above a point where it's like, okay, well, this is outside of what I'm willing to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I can just do it myself,
Yeah.
right? And that's like when you in business, it's always that break-even point. You got to know your clients, your customers.
Right.
Who am I marketing to? And when will I price myself out of this customer, right? And as a person, you got to know, okay, I'm paying for these services. At what point is it like, I'll just do it myself? What point is the time less valuable than the money and vice versa, you know?
Right.
So that's.
And I had a good ass time, bro. Like that was relaxing.
Cutting grass.
Yeah, like it like brought me a sense of peace, bro.
Yeah.
And then when I was done, I was just like, fucking right. I mean, oh wait, we can't cook.
You can cuss.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Then.
cussing.
Somebody else said it. I was like,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can
fucking right. I did
Yeah,
that shit.
we ain't got no sponsors and nothing like that.
I know that push mo bring you joy, but once you get on your first ride mo,
Put that bitch
Put
in
that
a
little straw hat on, put that straw in your mouth.
Hey, put that bitch in rabbit for no reason. For no reason. You ain't even really cutting the grass. You just out there, man. That's what I miss about my neighbor, man. His name was Mr. Amos, man. R.I.P. Mr. Amos, man.
R.I.P.
He used to be out there. I promise you, some of them days, ain't no reason to get on your lawnmower every day and cut grass. I know he was just out there for fun. With that bitch on rabbit, just like, I wonder what happened if I just push this bitch one time, float this motherfucker across the grass.
Man, I gotta be the first one in my neighborhood that actually flipped the lawnmower, bro. I flipped the lawnmower, bro. I was swerving on the lawnmower, bro.
No.
You know, ain't like I had a car, I ain't had nothing to drive.
You was trying to lose something.
Yes, sir. I did good too.
Sheesh.
But I was, thinking about what you just said, what y'all talking about you that being your first time and stuff. I was having a conversation with somebody else about how masculinity, the stuff that when people start talking about masculine energy, feminine energy, I have a problem with it. Let me tell you why I have a problem with it. Because most of the stuff that I hear when people say masculine energy, feminine energy, or something being masculine or feminine, like a thing to do, a lot of that shit just seems very cultural. And it feels very subjective. It doesn't feel like there's like a definite, I feel like there are definite qualities that are masculine and feminine. But like what you were talking about, like never cutting grass before. There are women that cut grass. I don't feel like that's a masculine thing to do. I feel like cutting grass is just cutting grass.
I think it's like historically masculine.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And I agree with that. But I'm saying like the reason why it's a deal for me is because people look at that and be like, oh, you less of a man, or you less masculine because you ain't never been out here doing like this crazy buff neck nigga sweaty masculine yard work. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, you still a man. It's probably more valuable that I'm saying as far as you pertains to you because you are in the position to pay for somebody to do the shit. You know what I'm saying? It shows your level of financial comfort because a lot of people ain't got this shit.
I like the way you I like the way you put that because like for me growing up, my grandfather was my biggest influence, right? And my grandfather was an entrepreneur. He employed a lot of people in my town. So it wasn't many things around the house, around the yard that he did. He always looked at it as an opportunity to invest in his community and pay somebody who otherwise, how would they be getting money that day, right? And like, that was something that I've always taken. I always looked at it like anything that I can take off my plate and I can invest in somebody else to do. That was manly to me because that was the man figure in my life that was the biggest influence on me, right?
Yeah,
so like when you talk about that masculinity, it is cultural and it goes deep into I think we got to take some of these labels off of things so that we can grow and accept everybody and have a more diverse community with acceptance,
Hell yeah, man, because that labeling thing is crazy, bro. Like the way, the amount of pressure that men are under to perform to the current level of what masculinity is. And some of it is self-induced by men. Like I'm talking about like the title of men. Like men go around and we try to find the next mountain peak of masculinity. Like you got to be this. Oh no, you got to be this now. And now you got to be this more masculine thing. And it's like a lot of that shit seems like this ploy or this cry out for help for like attention, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I feel like there's another deficit and we are overcompensating for it by if I just be as buff and as robust as I can in this thing called masculinity, I'm gonna stretch the definition to fit whatever it is that whatever rough thing I can do, it's masculine because it's rough. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the way that it affects everybody else. It's like I feel like that's why so many young men committing suicide, especially between the age 16 to 25, bro. People going crazy. Like Buddy, I don't know the whole situation, but I'm sure y'all heard about it. Down the street off Governor's, Buddy went crazy, and I don't know everything that happened. I didn't even look at the article, but yeah, he the police officers that got shot up in Huntsville.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, and I don't know because I feel like me and my wife saw two different things, kind of. But I was seeing people on Facebook saying that it must have been something serious to push this fella to that point because they just like of what they knew of him, it just didn't seem like that would be in his character. You know what I'm saying?
He used to play with my little brother.
For real?
Yeah. Like I know.
So is that
next door to my mom?
So is that accurate? Would that be an accurate assessment?
To me, yeah.
Like it just seemed like something that's like
I ain't have a whole lot of like. I ain't go back with him or nothing like that. But
I seen somewhere he said he just snapped. Like he snapped.
Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of that, bro. Like,
Man.
like that, and you know, not to bring up like hurtful wounds or nothing like that, but even like at the beginning of this year, right? It was something that happened in Athens with a dude that killed that girl in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Y'all kind of vaguely remember that?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Man.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was about, but I think they like a year ago bought a house or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, like the mental state, especially of young black men. Like I said, my when I talk about this stuff, it's really like between the ages of like 16 to 25, where I see the biggest amount of pressure. Because go ahead.
You know where I think that come from, in a sense. 16 to 25, it's like a transition period of your life.
Sure.
I mean, you coming from school, you coming from a place to where you've been being taken care of your whole life, and now you're starting to try to figure out life and how you're supposed to do a lot of things. And honestly, it's hard. Like probably one of the hardest years of my life was that transition period, coming from high school, like out on my own. Like basically, if I don't do it, it won't get done. So, you know, a lot of guys, you know, it takes a lot to actually make it through that time. You're going to need emotional support. You're going to need people around you, man, because if not, man, it's so easy to get caught up out here. It's so easy. So I think a lot of that just coming from that transition period of their life.
Absolutely. And I'm even of the opinion, and this is my opinion. I know this is All Facts podcast. We supposed to be spitting facts and shit. Hopefully y'all resonate with this shit. But I'm of the opinion that, you know, I don't think that there's anything wrong with getting married between the ages of whatever's legal. Like some people can get married at 16 or maybe younger if arranged the right way or whatever the fuck. And 25. I don't think there's a problem with that. I don't think that there's anything intrinsically wrong with it. But the biggest struggle is up until that point, most people, I'm willing to bet, have never had to like truly love selflessly, right? And it's like every encounter that they have with love, most encounters that they have with love are people loving them. Like you don't have to think about where the food come from in your house. Your mama done did that.
Right.
You don't have to ever, you have never had to consider someone else the way that your parents have considered you, or the way other people in general just have had to consider you. Right. And so now you're trying to get in something like a committed lifelong partnership with somebody. And you don't even have the skill required that the fundamental principle of being able to be selfless with, you know what I'm saying, your giving and stuff. Like how can you? You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people, you know, look at these movies on Lifetime and think they have this image in their mind what a marriage is supposed to be like. You know, I don't think they actually really know exactly what all goes into a marriage, you know. And I seen a question the other day on social media, matter of fact, basically asked why aren't relationships lasting, you know, like back in the day. Y'all, I'm pretty sure
I got a lot of opinions on that.
You do. Let's hear it. What do you think?
Talk a big cash money about that shit.
So when we talk about the question you pose, why are relationships not lasting as they used to, right?
Right.
It in many cases when I hear the question asked, it's implied that there's something wrong with that, right? Like, oh, we need these relationships to last. We need, you know, the family together, the family, which I'm totally an advocate of, like, you know, having a strong family unit and building that culture. But I think that we discount the diversity in humanity, right? Like what tickles everybody's fancy is very, very different. But because of our social contracts and our societal norms, we've decided that, oh, well, that's wrong and that's taboo. And I have to, if the right thing to do is to be with one person and spend your time with that one person, and any interest you ever have for the rest of your life in anyone else is wrong, right? And I don't look at it that way, right? I look at it like, me and my woman, we wake up every day and we choose to be together. Not because nobody else is attractive, not because nobody else can make us laugh, not because any of that, because I choose to be with you, right? And that's a decision that we're making for our household, for our 5-year-old to grow and build that culture around them. But anyone else, And I think because of we have a pocket full of knowledge, right? We have a phone that introduces us to all these different things and everything like that. Everybody knows about polyamory and all the polys and all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. People are realizing, oh wait, I'm not a person that is willing to say that I just want to be with somebody for the rest of my life, right? Or I want to get married, buy a house, get a 30-year loan, and commit myself to this person for 30 years, right? Like, and that's okay, right? Now there are pros and cons. The way our society is built, it's built for that, right? It's built for 2 incomes. It's built for that 30-year loan, and it's built for that. That's how the quickest way to build wealth in this country is to buy a house, have your land. That's how it's built, but that doesn't mean that it's the right way for humans to, exist, right? So that's my immediate thoughts on it. And I feel like, and when we talk about marriage, we have to like even just look at the whole ritual, right? Daddy is giving his property to son-in-law, right? I'm giving you this was mine. This belonged to me. Now it belongs to you. It's your responsibility. Back in the day, it's your responsibility. It's yours to, if you want to beat on it, make as many kids as you want with it. That's all that woman is. And today, our women matter, right? So now our women, and it doesn't necessarily benefit our women to stay with us and our cheating asses and might pay the bills, might not asses for a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah.
That's a good take.
Yeah, for sure. Did you want to go in on it? Because that's a topic. I think that just about everybody here got like some strong opinions on that topic.
I think he did a great job. I definitely understood where he was coming from. And just to touch on what he was talking about when he said how back in the day, basically women were basically property.
For sure.
And I agree about that back in the day. But one thing I can say about, I'm gonna use myself for an example. I never once in my life thought about it that way. And with that being said, I guess what I'm trying to say is nobody. I don't think too many of us is on. I don't think we're focused on how things used to be in a sense. Like you have in your mind what it means to you exactly. Like I have in my mind what it means to me. So you explain that perfectly, man. I won't even go in on that part, man.
I like what you said where it kind of speaks to the point of you have what it means to you. I have what it means to me. Everybody has that thing. And like, I feel like when we talk about marriage, when we talk about relationships, our culture is becoming more accepting of that, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's becoming more accepting of if a man wants to love a man, right, then we can do that, right? We had to fight for that, right? And like I think now we're seeing our culture evolve in a way that everything we're becoming more accepting, but the governmental and societal structure hasn't caught up to that. So it's man, woman, buy a house or get married, buy a house, have a kid is still winning, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's up to us to get creative with how can we make it more equitable? How can we make it for everybody to not only just be able to love the way they want to love, but also love the way they want to love and be successful and have the American dream for what that's worth,
My biggest problem with it, and it runs in tandem with what you're talking about, is that when people, like you said, when people ask the question, why don't marriages last the way that they used to? It's like we have this fairy tale idea of the way things used to be in the past because we suck with history. Like we suck with history. We suck with like proximity, like putting stuff in perspective, like thinking about how long ago stuff was, thinking about how not long ago it kind of was at the same time. Like we really suck with that. Like, I mean, think about it. Like we go to sleep and we don't even feel like 8 hours to fast. You know what I'm saying? Like our brains blot out that period of time. So now think about us trying to comprehend not being around for a 30-year period and trying to piece together everything that happened in that 30-year period. Like we suck with that. Like our brains just aren't privy to doing stuff like that. But I'm sorry. My problem with it is this, that you got to think about stuff. You got to talk. If you're gonna talk about it, you got to talk about all of it. A lot of people don't think about the fact that when women couldn't vote, and couldn't own property, and couldn't own bank accounts and stuff like that, like it was mandatory that they had a husband. Like a husband, there was a solidified place in the household where men were needed for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like for her livelihood, your life was just easy if you just had a man and you stayed regardless of what he was doing. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's grandmama and everybody's granddaddy was just out here hoeing, but everybody's granddaddy wasn't the same. And so it's just the idea that we say, why don't marriages last like they used to? But then contrast that with also this other truth, this other fact, which is not everybody's granddaddy was the same. So if all niggas ain't saints, all granddaddies ain't saints, folks were staying together is because there was a convenience factor to it. You know what I'm saying? And now women just have the choice they can get their bag in some other way. They can get on OnlyFans and shake their ass, and you know what? Some niggas gonna subscribe to that shit, and I don't blame them.
Straight up.
So it's just what it is, man. It's people don't understand it. You can't fix a problem by creating the same circumstances that caused the problem to begin with, right? And that's what I feel like people do when they have this rhetoric like, oh, we need to go back to this old traditional style of the way that we used to do things, because the circumstances that allowed for that traditional marriage to work don't apply today. Those circumstances just aren't as relevant today. You know what I'm saying?
I blame religion.
Yeah. Give a hot take. Get canceled. This nigga ain't gonna have no more gigs for any religious services.
I'm fine.
I really wanted this podcast.
Oh no, that's fine because those are less fun. They don't drink alcohol there. Makes my job harder.
Yeah. They do drink alcohol. They be doing the communion.
No. I need some good old what we gonna say? I need some good old C-Rock. I need some good old cognac. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no little communion wine.
This man said cognac. I know what you're saying. It's just the fact that it sounds too close to Kanye.
Man,
that's a whole conversation.
That's some gangster shit. But yeah, man, my bad. Let me pull up the rest of the itinerary, see what else we got going on, man. I know Be Real got to get up out of here in a second. Want my man to make it home safely to his wife and kids. We need black men to be there with their wife and kids. That's what we support. That's what we support on this podcast. All facts, big facts, car facts, all that shit.
All that.
Yeah, for sure. Let me get my screen thing up, man. But yeah.
But for real though, while he get his screen thing up, I definitely have a Bluetooth speaker. If he don't want the gigs of the church people, call me. I got that black wheel on deck. Yeah. And I got a tambourine.
I definitely will. I promise I'll shoot it to you. That's hard work right there. Sober people, that's hard work. I'm telling you.
Hey, all money green, baby. I like the green and the blue.
So boom, this is a kind of a deep topic. Since we were already talking about masculinity, kind of, sort of, we were talking about, men and stuff like that. This was a question that came to me as I was making the itinerary. How do we as men, and I already have an answer, but I feel like it's just a good thought-provoking question. How do we as men tread the line between masculinity and misogyny?
Ooh, can I go?
Okay, Fred. He ready. I like this. Let's get it.
I don't know. You said it, but I feel like masculinity is internal and misogyny is external.
That's some woo-wah shit, but I'm fucking with you. Let's see. Let's. I'm following you.
All right. So, being masculine.
Okay.
These are acts, right? These are just traits that you can have. Right?
Okay.
And we had already said that masculinity is essentially a spectrum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's things that you can do that people consider masculine, but then you can flip it, like we said, you know, cutting grass or doing labor.
Right.
But then you can also be masculine in the fact that you can have made enough money to pay people to do, you know, whatever, right?
Right.
But these are all internal traits. These are the things that you control what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like misogyny is when you start to put your thoughts, or you are imposing your beliefs on, basically on women. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if now because I feel masculine, you have to do this to make me feel masculine.
Mm-hmm.
That's misogyny. You know what I'm saying? So it's external.
I see what you're saying.
Being
now.
masculine is just what you do to be a man, or
Right.
what makes you feel like a man.
Right.
Which I also want to say that all these labels do not matter if you don't leave your house. And I feel like that's going to hit further on down the line. But essentially, every label that we bring up is arbitrary. Yeah. Because if you don't leave your house, then what does it matter? Because you only have yourself and your spouse if you have one.
Right.
But yeah, masculinity, internal. Misogyny, external. That's my take.
Got you. So essentially you're saying, and I'm just trying to repeat what I heard to make sure that I'm with you. So masculinity, the way that you see it, is like an internal way of looking at the world as a man and being able to operate, being able to, you know, to move and stuff like that. And like misogyny is when you impose your beliefs and ideas as a man and say that a woman should do this because of, you know, okay, I got you. I'm messing with you, Fred, over there being philosopher. I like philosopher, Fred.
I like where Fred took that, because I dig that a lot. So like masculinity, spectrum, right? Like, so that is everybody has their own interpretation of that, right?
For sure.
And when you talk about misogyny, I'm literally just piggybacking off of my guy. You're imposing that on somebody else, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I want to take that a step this way, in that when we talk about hypermasculinity, right? That's where I feel like we get a little off track, because as men, we feel a need to be more masculine than other men, or show everybody how masculine we are. And honestly, I think that is a whole, like, that's lame. You know,
he said it's lame.
Yeah, and back to what you just said, you know, and as men, what do you think that comes from?
Oh, tribalism, probably vasopressin.
Yeah, exactly.
Vasopressin. You know, if you know about vasopressin.
Oh man, come on now. Do I? Hell no, but I'm acting like I do on the
I'm about to say.
I fuck with be real.
I was about to put my seatbelt on and let
look.
Like, I hope you don't know what it is, so he'll explain it. Please say no.
If that camera rolling, I'm gonna act like I know. Let us hear it, brother.
So, all right. So this is my theory. I'm about to drop a secret onto y'all.
All right.
So I honestly do not fuck with. So when we talk about masculinity and femininity, but since we're talking about masculinity, the same thing is everything that I'm about to say is also going to apply to femininity. Watch this. I really do believe that most of the stuff that we attribute to masculinity is so cultural and so arbitrary that it does an injustice to what true masculinity is. What's true masculinity? Well, how do we define it? I feel like the best teacher when we try to understand something is we look at what the opposite of it is. And we say, instead of figuring out what is masculinity, what isn't masculinity? Well, femininity. Well, what's femininity? So you need femininity to understand what masculinity is, right? What's the best determining factor of what's feminine, right? What's the best determining factor of what's masculine? It's not what you do just because society has deemed this to be the thing that men were thrown into the workforce, so working is masculine. Changing the car tire is masculine. Cutting grass is masculine. All of those things are just culture, because women can do all of those things too. And as a matter of fact, if a woman can do all of those things, you might consider her to be a good partner. There are very few things that if you break down, like if you just label it, that separate a good man, masculine man, from a good feminine woman. The only thing that you start to get to is kind of like softness, Like that's really the only separating factor. And so that's a good starting point. What makes women soft? What makes anybody soft? And it's the hormone oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone that makes you want to cuddle. It makes you want to keep coming back. It's the when you see a cute little puppy, you release oxytocin. You see a baby, it's oxytocin. Anything that softens you up and wants you to do like that little thing, that's oxytocin doing that to you. So, and we know that the love hormone for women when they fall in love is oxytocin. The love hormone for men is vasopressin. What does vasopressin do? It regulates your blood pressure, does a couple of other things, but men primarily fall in love through vasopressin. This is how you do it. We play a video game together. We win. We vasopressin bond. That's why we like playing video games. That's why we like sports. That's why men are so prone to war. That's why we're so prone to tribalism, because once we get together and we overcome this thing, we tighter. You know what I'm saying? We're stronger because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way that men fall in love. When you overcome a stress with someone, you vasopressin bond with that person. And so people always talk about the difference between masculinity and femininity, or men and women. Like biologically, if you want to talk about it, yeah, it's like kind of the testosterone, estrogen thing, but that doesn't determine how you act, right? Testosterone just makes you aggressive. Women on testosterone and men on testosterone will both beat your ass, and they won't do it masculinely or femininely. They will just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, she like, yeah, no. Estrogen, you know, might make you have some titties, right? Or something like that. But, you know, that's about it. Like, but once again, it doesn't necessarily influence the way that you act, right? Okay, so when I say influence the way that you act, it does have an influence over the way that you act, but it doesn't prompt behavior. Like, for example, when with somebody that's aggressive might take the anger out by coloring. Some people might play football. Some people might play basketball. Some people might do whatever. Everyone that gets introduced to oxytocin wants a hug. You get what I'm saying? Like that's a specific prompted behavior that is definite, that we know for a fact that this is what most of the time happens when you're introduced to oxytocin. You just want to hug and be all close and cuddly and look at you. Let me get all up under you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so because we know that when men fall in love, they and to be fair, women do vasopressin bond too. The levels are just switched in men and women. With women, oxytocin is higher than vasopressin. And when men, vasopressin is higher than oxytocin. So ladies, if you want to bond with your man, instead of telling him to get off the game, cuddle up with him and play the game with him. That's how you bond with, you feel what I'm saying? Like, because you overcome something with your lady. And it's just like, think about all the different times you done played a video game. Hell, you and this nigga back here was just talking hella shit with each other, not knowing that y'all vasopressin bonded. Because y'all talking about some shit that happened. Y'all overcame something. One of y'all won. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just like that stress the stress and overcoming it together is what the bond is. You know what I'm saying? And that's how men do it. That's why we act the way that we act. That's what masculinity is to me. You get what I'm saying? To me, that's concrete. It's not subjective. It's not as subjective anyway as the rest of this bullshit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, ladies, if you want to bond with your man, start finding stuff to do with the man. Quit trying to make him, because think about it. Men go out of their way all of the time for ladies, you know, to satisfy your emotions. We want to play the game. We go lay down in the bed with you. We sit here and listen to you when we don't give a damn. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, bring yourself over to the other side, meet in the middle, and then you done bonded with the nigga, and now the nigga ain't cheating on you. See, I just saved every relationship in the world.
Man,
that's big.
Get this man an Oscar.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I like, see if I can rewind a little bit to where you went with something. Well, yeah, kind of the way you finished and rounded it out was, hey, ladies, you know what I'm saying, do this, do that. But it speaks to something that you actually, I'm stealing your shit and I'm bringing it out on the podcast, right?
Yes.
Is that, because at first when you said it, I was like, nah, that's I don't F with that. But I feel you, like men growing up, right? When you talk about chivalry, when you talk about what we're taught is masculinity, right? We're taught to open that door. We're taught to pay for dinner. We're taught to all of these things that create a culture or create a sense of emotional and physical and all the other types of support for a woman, right? Especially we talk about emotional. But when women are brought up, what they're taught to be and what they're taught is feminine and what they're taught is being ladylike is great and everything, right? We all as men appreciate a cooker, a cleaner, a folder of the clothes.
Maid.
But does that create emotional support for us, right? Because men, we're not taught, and there's no culture for us that we're brought up in that says, hey, let's feel and let's talk about our feelings and let's be supported in our feelings, right? And women are brought up in that same culture of, oh, men don't need that, right? Mm-hmm. But men obviously do, right? They obviously do need that emotional support. And what happens when men don't get that emotional support, I got this from my therapist, Dr. Miller, right? You act out. You gonna smoke a little extra weed. You gonna drink a little extra liquor. You gonna spend a little extra time at the club. You gonna have sex just off impulse because that is coping emotionally, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about men not being shit and men wanting 1,000 different women. We don't talk about the fact that why you want that is because you don't know how to deal with your emotions. And when you get sad, when you get anxious, when whatever, you start texting short. Instead of, you don't want to sit alone in your bed at night, so you start texting shorty like, oh, let's see what we can do, because that gets my mind off the fact that I ain't happy with myself, right?
For sure.
And I say all that to say, women are not taught to emotionally support the man to no fault of their own, but that creates a culture in the household of the man looking elsewhere for that emotional support or looking elsewhere to cope with that emotional support or that a lack of emotional support, even if it's not in a healthy way, right? And I think that's when we talk a lot about issues and problems, especially on social media in our culture. We do never get to the root, though. We never want to talk about what is the cause, right? And when we start talking about the cause, it's men not knowing how to deal with their emotions and men not having support for their emotions. So.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, be real. Let me know if you got it, head out. It ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
She just called me about 2 minutes ago.
Cause you gotta take care of home. Happy wife, happy life.
And happy spouse, happy house.
There we go. That's what we talking about. That's what this podcast is going to be about. Fuck my itinerary. We talking about in the household, how to make a happy household. That's what the fuck we talking about. But to kind of go around the edges of what you were saying, because me and him did have this conversation, and this was the gist of what I was saying. As it pertains to the way that men's capacity, men in general, not all men, just I feel like most men on average, most of the time, right, suck at like being able to provide for a woman's way of life. Women on average, not all the time, most of the time, on average, suck at being able to cater to, understand, and interpret men's emotions. Well, like you said, it's no fault of their own. It's like a lot of it is men's fault. It's self-induced, right? But that's just the way that that's just the dynamic, right? But the opposite is true. Whereas men, I think, are actually kind of all right at understanding women's emotions. We do a good job because the thing is, we say that, you can't understand it, this, that, and third. Some stuff is irrational. That's understanding it, right? That's understanding that some stuff ain't gonna make sense to you. That's understanding. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily know all of the nuances, because some of the nuances they might not even understand, the same way that a lot of men don't understand the nuances to their own emotions. So how can we say that women's emotions are a quandary when we don't even know or understand our own? Yeah, so it's going to be this level of not understanding, but you understand what you need to do to make her happy for the most part. You have this list of things. It's just like, well, if it ain't this, it's this. If it ain't this, it's this. And I don't feel like most women, not all, but I feel like most women have not had to be in the position to deal with that, right? even though it's still a real thing for men, right? And so that was my overarching point, that when you think about chivalry, we're taught to open doors. We're taught that all of the physical aspects that you can think about of chivalry, like opening doors, paying for the first date, doing all of these other things, even though they're physical acts, they do stuff emotionally for women. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's still an emotional service, right? Whereas I see a lot of men, especially between the age of 16 to 25, that have trouble with women showing them gratitude for opening the door for them. And gratitude goes a long way for men. Like knowing that your work was not in vain. Like, that's some deep shit for us women.
Wow.
Like, that's some deep ass shit. Like, when you say thank you and you actually mean it, when you say I see what you're doing and I appreciate, like, that's some deep shit. But a lot of women can't do that. They don't go that far. You feel what I'm saying? And that's part of catering to a man's emotion. I'm not saying that you got to be the nigga's therapist. I'm talking about the way that, and I'm not even talking about in relationships. I'm talking about the way that, on average, the interaction between men and women are taught, men got to be tough. You can say anything you want to him. He got to take it. You know what I'm saying? You can hit him. Even though that's a physical thing, that's an emotional thing for us too. We got to suck it up. We got to bottle it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, when it comes down to the emotional element of the relationship between men and women, not in an actual relationship, just in society, men and women suck. That's like, that sounds harsh, but it's a very fitting term. You suck at it, and we suck at the other way around. Men, how many men are capable? We all went to college. A lot of people don't. How many? And a lot of us that went to college still ain't gonna do this. How many men are capable of sitting down and considering a woman's career? And what can we do for it? And think about it like this, because women are taught to be wives. When they're wives and they're cooking and cleaning and taking care of the house, that means that our mind's off of that shit. We can go find our career and do what we want to do and smack our meat at the end of the day. And a clean house. You know what I'm saying? And that's catering to our career, because our mind is off of that. What stress can we take off of a woman so she can focus on her career? When the idea of a wife is all about taking care of a man, and if you want a career, you also got to do it on your own too. What man is doing? What man is taking that stress off of his woman? On average, sometimes, most of the time. Yeah. So that was my point as far as that thought is concerned. So men, start taking care of your women. That's some masculine shit. I said it. I'm very masculine. I got a wife. She got a big booty. You feel me? Women, start taking care of the men. You ain't got to be your man. Take care of these, because the thing is, at the end of the day, y'all talk about niggas ain't shit, but the same way that these black folks used to say some shit like, it's not good enough. I forgot who said it. It's not good enough in a racist society for you to be silent during injustice. Something, you got to be anti-racist or some shit like that. Like, you can't sit up here and complain about niggas not being shit, but then contribute to ain't shit niggas. Raising your sons because you mad at a nigga, and you raise your sons to be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't contribute to society in that way and then complain about ain't shit niggas. And men, you can't complain about these women when your favorite rapper is over here talking about how what Boosie said, put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
Oh, man.
You feel me? Like, what we doing?
Hey, man, my man Boosie is investing in what he wants to see. Okay.
And I don't think nothing wrong with it. It's just, if you want rain, you got to deal with the mud. Don't be over here complaining about no mud with me. We're gonna follow through this. You got to head on out.
Yeah, I'm gonna head on out.
All right, we're gonna take our small little break. When we come back, we're gonna finish out the rest of the itinerary. We're just gonna go over some topics of stuff that's going on, inform our audience of stuff that's been going on in the world, and on some very fire-ass facts. Matter of fact, be real. Go ahead and spit your fact before you dip out of here.
Oh man,
your fact of the day. This man forgot about his.
My fact of the day.
It's some real shit.
I didn't come prepared for a fact of the day. Just
long as it's facts.
Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right.
Talk to them. Talk to these niggas.
You are right.
Talk to these niggas.
And them facts.
Them is facts. Hard facts. For sure. We'll be right back, y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching. Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna get down to the rest of this itinerary. We're gonna scroll down here and see what else we got going on. I got some interesting topics for us to talk about. Let me get my situation together. My situation ain't situating. Everyone, the world, Geneva, how y'all doing? Yeah, this is my wife. The illustrious Nala Band. Please, everybody, give her a round of applause. Gentle round of applause, because gentleness is femininity and stuff like that. Like we just got done talking about. Yeah. All pretty and stuff like that. Yeah, we in this bitch though. We in this bitch doing all facts podcast.
Fuck that.
Yes, sir.
Y'all niggas funny, man. I got some facts that I want to run past y'all real fast. Just cause this all fake. Keep that COVID shit out of here.
Facts.
This nigga came in here with COVID and tried to discreetly hide it. You can't discreetly hide COVID, nigga. That's prominent. That's masculine. Like,
Okay. I think that,
oh, but shit. Yeah, speaking of like COVID, so let's talk about this shit. Apparently, these are some facts. Reading some facts. The placebo effect is so strong that drug companies actually struggle with getting pain medication through clinical trials.
I blame religion.
Me too. All right. The original film rolls of Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz are 650 feet underground in a vault in Kansas.
I blame white people.
Absolutely. Canada produces the most waste of any country in the world.
White people.
Damn, white people, y'all gotta get it together. God damn, because if he said it, that shit, it must be true. All right, so this one sounds a little bit like some mythological shit. I don't know how true this one is, but I've seen it in a couple of places, so including some credible places. So Harriet Tubman supposedly once pretended to read a newspaper while on a train to hide from her former slave owner. The slave owner knew that Harriet was illiterate, so when he saw the reading black woman on the train, he ignored her. Why did I start talking like I was from the deep south during 1960 or something like that?
That fact sounds anecdotal.
It does sound.
And
very
it also, I feel like the word supposedly makes it not a fact.
Right. But like it's like I feel like Harriet Tubman is one of those figures in history, like where like her myth just grows.
She's like Chuck Norris.
Yeah, like Harriet Tubman. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she's like for sure.
But I also blame white people for that.
Now that one is actually white people's fault.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's scroll on down in music. We're gonna talk about some people, very rare group of people. We didn't even know who they were, but they blessed our souls with some beautiful music. We're gonna talk about them. Songwriters you didn't know were white. I didn't know that Tina Marie was white.
Neither did I.
Yeah, did not know that. Y'all know who Tina Marie is?
Absolutely. I mean, I knew that, but I cheated.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I didn't know that. Like, you'd hear her come on the radio and she'd be singing all that good shit, like "Fire and Desire" with Rick James.
Yeah,
The
that
Fire,
soul.
yeah, that's that good shit. That's that good shit. You think that that's like some like maybe kind of sort of maybe well-off black woman singing
Look
that.
at how her name is spelled.
Yeah, and her name, right?
She
Tina.
has a black woman's name.
That's a black woman's name for sure. Tina is a black woman's name. I don't care what nobody says.
Teena.
It's
Only
the black
niggas
one.
do shit like that. But
Yeah.
she's white.
Who is this? Lisa Stansfield. Y'all know who that is? You do? Oh, but you said you cheated.
I mean, I play that a lot. Been
Oh,
around the
you're a
world.
DJ. DJ
Yeah,
Mood
I'm
knows
saying.
who everyone. You said you don't know who that is?
No, I don't.
Been around the world and I can't find my name. Da, 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 da. You done heard it, bro.
I don't feel like you're doing it justice.
Obviously not, because I suck.
Her name's
'cause
not
I'm not-
Lisa.
Yeah. My name's Wolf. Like that's so different from Lisa. Like I'm a dog. Like this is obviously Bobby Caldwell.
These
IRP.
last two are the woes.
Yeah. Bobby Caldwell. IRP, man.
Yeah.
IRP to Bobby
Oh,
Caldwell.
he just passed, right?
Yeah, man. What you won't do for love.
That's my shit.
That's it, man. That's it,
Yeah, all
man.
the time.
RIP Bobby Caldwell, man. And John B, bro. Like John B. That like right?
I feel like we all know he's not white. I mean, damn, we all knew he wasn't black, but like he gets black haircuts, which makes him like adjacent.
Is he like Puerto Rican though?
Nah, he's
Whoa.
like
He's white.
fucking mayo, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, that's like that. You talk about like some infiltration into like a community.
Yeah.
Like he could easily be like a spy.
Like my nigga Robin Thicke, like
Easily be a spy, bro.
bro, like you can cook out. You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas.
Like think about how great of a spy you are. Like it's like if we are at war, right, and we all got on American uniforms, and like it's a dude that's so great at being a spy from Russia. He got on the Russian flag uniform. You feel what I'm saying? But like he just come over and he's just like, he looks American, so like we're gonna fuck with him the long way. It's like it's like, God damn, he's so not black, but we fuck with him the long way. What else we got going on? Who do y'all think has the best diss track in hip hop?
Everybody got to talk.
Do I got to go first? Because I got it. I mean, it's undisputed.
I mean, I have hot takes.
Drake back to back. Sorry.
That was my hot take. Okay.
That's tough.
Yeah. I think it's the best in hip hop history for sure.
Am I next? Mm-hmm. I was gonna say that just because, like, what the only other comparable diss track is like was before then, like the hottest diss track, which is "Hit 'Em Up."
Yeah.
Cause my nigga Pop was so angry.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm gonna do that. Hit 'em up, even though I got others.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with either one of y'all.
Yeah, I'm glad we all are cultured people.
I also fuck with Pusha T's diss track too, but that could be another.
What you think, baby?
I'm gonna have to go with Tupac.
Yeah, I mean, fuck you. Fuck your bitch in the click you
fuck
came.
your bitch.
Like that's some disrespectful
So
shit.
crazy. Yeah. And the thing about those two is like the commercial success that comes along.
Yeah.
Because I was also Ether by Nas. Like when you talk about bar for bar, like because Nas is bar for bar like a hard ass rapper, but like that shit is hard, but it's like that shit ain't
like
playing on the
bumping it.
radio. You know, I'm not bumping that shit in the car. But he did kind of like dissect that nigga Jay-Z. But
What you finna say, baby?
I wasn't about to say anything.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something. Just being, considerate. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Yeah, the reason why I got to go with Drake back to back is because it's not even angry. It's not even angry, and it's like it is the it's like you got like beef where it's just like, yeah, man, I'm gonna beat your mama up, and then you got beef like Nana Boo Boo, and like that is what back to back is. Yeah. He literally did the Nana Boo Boo shit when he said, I did another one. That's Nana Boo Boo. Like that's dancing. I'm dancing in your face talking about you.
My nigga said, is that a world tour or your girl tour?
Yeah.
Tough.
And I think that the biggest reason to me why is because I feel like all other diss tracks are like post prophetic. So like I'm talking about shit that happened after the fact. This nigga prophesied. This nigga Drake is a prophet. He prophesied what would happen, and it happened to a T. This nigga said, what did he say about make sure you hit him with the prenup, then tell that man to ease up. He said, I don't want to hear about it ever again. Not even when she tell him that they better as friends.
Literally.
No, bro, you can't be prophesizing my downfall and it happened, bro. That's a different level, bro.
It's tough.
I don't think anybody has ever, y'all let us know. If y'all know any other diss tracks where anybody has ever prophesied another nigga's downfall, and the prophecy being the catalyst for the downfall, God damn.
There's no other diss track that you can really play in the club though.
No, straight up.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Niggas would dance to that shit.
Got it, drank in me going back to back. When I be playing basketball and like we win a game and they be like, all right, run it back, I'd be like, oh man. Not again.
Yeah. That's some cultural shit right there.
Like, that's some hot shit. Hell yeah, we doing good. Apparently somebody was flexing like they stole Ice Spice's chain.
Ah, shoot.
How is that a flag?
I don't know. I guess they wanted the little 15 minutes of fame or whatever from it. I don't
But
know.
like still in a, like she has like she has a little anti-fro, bro. Like, not on no like disrespectful shit, but like that's not like hard. Like stealing like T.I.'s chain is like that's a flex. Like this you stole. Like what you doing?
Like, but my thing is this: like, so maybe I'm just different, right? What's the fucking deal with stealing niggas' chains? Like, it's because that's a thing, right? Motherfuckers
You gotta
be doing-
get so close to somebody and snatch some shit off their neck
So
and they don't do nothing
But
about
why
it.
would you even fight? Like, feel like this? Look, let me tell you something. No amount of like clout from that is worth the permanence of death. Like, because it's not like they
Niggas not
snatching,
dying, though.
but like some of them will.
Hey man, first of all, you gotta understand that like niggas on that type of time
Ain't
are
got shit to lose.
Not even that, bro. They look forward to death.
God,
And they are like, death is like a badge of honor.
God,
You know what I'm
damn,
saying?
that's so
Especially
unfortunate.
if you die doing something such as
Feel me? Like,
And see,
Martyr
what
them
I
for,
think
like,
the big-
that gangster shit.
Yeah, I blame funeral homes.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you why I blame funeral homes. Because they do such a good job at making death cute. They dress us up, they run the little fluid through us, they goddamn put makeup on, they cut your hair and keep you trim and stuff like that. They make sure that you ain't funky and shit like that. Like, death stink real bad. You be in that ground funky, 10 feet or 6 feet in the ground, funky than a motherfucker, goddamn embalming fluid and purge fluid coming out your ass, your dick, and any other orifice coming out your body. And you think you don't see it, you don't smell it, you don't understand that that's gonna be you, all because you tried to snatch a chain. You're gonna be 10 feet in the ground, worms gonna be eating at your eyes and in your dick hole, and y'all think that, that's exactly what I'm rushing for because I want your chain. No, nigga, you stupid and you gonna stink and you ain't gonna ever fuck nothing soft again. What is wrong with y'all? You would rather have maggots in your dick versus have your dick in some pussy. Ooh, y'all don't know shit. Ooh, y'all don't know shit.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers is out of this world. Like I said, I blame funeral companies. It's not like they just purposefully do it, obviously. Gotta, fix everybody up and stuff like that. But yeah, most of the time folks die, their face be crooked, you be stinking, you be fucking drooling out of your mouth, your heart ain't beating, this death is terrible. Y'all just think the shit cute.
It's facts.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's why I blame funeral home. Funeral homes, y'all do a good job, though. Come sponsor one of these podcasts. How about that? DJ Academics questions why J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar won't interview with hip hop media. I guess because their interviews are so rare. But then again, like DJ Academics is probably like, I feel like behind that statement, I feel like what he really meant to ask was how come like they don't like let him interview them. I could be wrong. I mean, DJ Ack, I know you be spazzing sometimes. No spasm. I'm just saying. I just feel like that might be some part of it. I feel like because the nigga was just on the fucking podcast or something with Lil Yachty, right? Drake was talking about how he regretted dropping names in the names of his exes in the song.
And I like that shit. Like, I like that. Like, I love Nicki Minaj, right? But sometimes I feel like she too accessible. She too out there. Like, she the queen of this shit. She's undisputedly the best of this shit. You ain't got to talk all that shit. You ain't got to defend yourself. You ain't got to do none of that. Sit back and sit on your throne. And that's what these niggas are doing. This nigga Kendrick Lamar is arguably the greatest rapper of all time, right? Like, come on. Like, what the fuck I got to talk to you about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not promoting no fucking album. I'm the GOAT. Like, fuck that.
And it is like a weird thing for him to like point those people out when there are other people who have been on that type of time. Prince was on that type of time.
My nigga
Beyonce is on that type of time.
And that's the answer. Because these niggas feel like, and rightfully so, that they on that level and they ain't got to do that.
Yeah, I fucks with that. Like, yeah, I and it's like, why would I even risk coming down to ye lowly folk? Because you might be on some shit where you trying to snatch my chain. Now you gonna be stinking.
Straight up.
I feel like they
some
would
gangsta
all
shit.
definitely help any hip hop media brand more than an interview would help them.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
so
a favor, bro.
yeah, and I feel like that. Maybe that's where he coming from too. Because once again, I didn't read the whole article. Maybe that's where he coming from too. Like, why aren't you helping out these other motherfuckers and stuff like that? Which that's an argument, but I don't feel like it's that deep.
They don't owe that to anyone.
They don't owe that, right? They don't owe that to anyone.
Because these niggas have all done plenty of motherfucking interviews. They retired from that aspect of the shit.
Yeah. Nori disgusted by slime being used as gang term. It was to replace the N-word.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing about that either. But if that's true, that's some gangster shit.
Confused by this statement.
What you mean?
Like, what do they mean? Slime being used as a gang term?
Because folks be saying slime, be calling each other slime.
That's
and
why
shit.
slime.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, they used to be like a blood term.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's talking about.
But
that's what he's talking about. Like, I mean, you can't just go around saying that now. Folks will be like, "Nigga, what you say?" Now slime is like, you know what I'm saying, like some exclusive gang shit. But that just, I mean, shit. We were talking about something early, and I didn't get a chance to say this, but I'm going to say it now. I don't give a fuck if it is sounding kind of random. It just made me think about gang shit and how gang shit is like very bad for like black people specifically, and other cultures too. But we're talking about black people because we black. Gang culture is bad, but like also like romantic movies.
Terrible.
I think do just as bad are just as like toxic for the community. Just as might not be the word I'm looking for, but are extremely toxic in that same way, because we make media about gang shit and we make media about these romantic fairy tale ass shits, and we have these different crazy ass expectations based off of those movies. It's just like, oh yeah, my man gotta be this or my man gotta be that based off of these fucking Tyler Perry movies and shit like that. Fucking be doing all types of shit because they done seen it in a movie.
That could be a whole podcast in and of itself.
That could be a whole podcast in and of itself. Because let me be very clear, because I'm a firm believer when you say what you say, the best thing for you to do is to also say what you're not saying. I'm not saying that there's anything intrinsically wrong with it. I'm saying that the way that people take it is what is the problem. It's not the thing in and of itself is the problem. It's the way that people take it and run with it, and people's relationship with the
Wait,
stuff.
Hold on. Who's breathing in the mic?
It's not me.
This nigga's over here. Darth Vader got this.
I was like, I just took my
I'm checking my nose like, damn, bro.
This nigga got the horse. Oh shit, boy, y'all funny as fuck. Y'all are funny as fuck. Y'all are funny.
Me and Fred looking at each other like.
I'm looking like everybody's eyes open. Ain't nobody asleep. But I thought it was Drake, but I'm like, damn, bro.
Damn, Drake.
Too far away from the mic.
Oh shit, man. Fuck, bro. I couldn't have this podcast without y'all, man. I'm real glad I got y'all on here, man. Shit, I guess. I mean, I don't know what much there is to say about the whole Nashville thing, man. The whole Nashville shooter thing. The only thing, this is my thought on the whole thing. I just don't like how they are very adamant about letting everybody know that it was a trans person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like nobody, like in all of these other mass shootings, it's been like, I saw the figures, like 70 something this year. There's been 70 something shootings in schools where people were mass shootings. Maybe it wasn't in schools, but 70 something shootings where people have gotten hurt or killed, right? And in the vast majority of those, I guarantee fucking ass to you that it's not a big thing about what the race is if it's a white person. It's just like mass shooter, active shooter, or this whatever somebody goes in and does. Like I could be wrong, but I haven't seen the big magnifying glass put in on who the person identifies as it pertains to that shit.
Oh yeah, but and that's that white privilege, white supremacy shit. That fucking white male is standard and everything else has to be fucking classified as something.
Yeah.
Like that's the name.
I would almost look at it as like, I I agree with what you're saying, but I guess in an almost comical way, if we can be comical about something like that, it's kind of like
Absolutely. This is what we have to be comical about.
you don't really have to classify when it's a white man. If you think about a mass shooter,
Yeah, because that's what a mass shooter is. It's a fucking
you know what I'm
white man.
saying? So it's like anything
God
else. It's like,
damn.
oh damn, this is a trans person.
Here on All Facts Podcast, everybody's individual opinions only reflect the individual's thought process. Anything that you hear coming from one individual does not reflect the mindset of the other individuals. With that having been said, O'Brien, you're a racist.
White. Mass shooter is automatically white man. Professional basketball player is automatically black male. Everybody else has to be addressed as, oh, it's a white dude. Oh, we're talking about women's basketball. That's just what it is.
It sucks because
That's
it's just
what it is.
It sucks because it's facts.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is famous professional soccer player. What is that?
Mexican?
I didn't say it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? It's like Brazilian though, right? Like it's very racist if you call
Brown
Brazilian.
person.
If you would have just shrugged your shoulders and said Mexican, like that would have been so funny and racist
I
at the
was
same
not
time.
gonna do that,
Yeah.
but I'm just throwing it out there. It just is what it is.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, those are my only thoughts on that shit. Wow, yeah, there's a fucking trans ban or something like that in Kentucky. But what I think is even more interesting in that is that fucking Uganda, bro. Let me go right here, bro. You fucking Uganda. Let's talk about these motherfuckers real fast before we get to
That
the end of the
sounds
podcast.
like a place that hates gays.
It doesn't just sound like a place that hates gays. It is a place that hates gays. And they hate gays with such an intrinsic hatred. Like the hatred is like it has a life of its own. Like you could go to Uganda and you would start hating gays.
No, bro.
Yeah, it's infectious.
Trying to get me canceled.
No, bro, it's not, and it's not your fault. I don't think it's any of their fault. I think that Uganda is just a place if you go to Uganda, you're just going to hate gay people.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
The same way that if you fucking go to like Ukraine, you might start hating black people.
It's tough, man.
Oh man, what the fuck is this shit at, man? I had some notes about this shit. And
Do you guys really want to get canceled?
Yes.
Do you think that they're afraid that gayness and like homosexuality will open the door to like Pandora's box
In their country or just in general?
in their country?
Probably so. They probably have. I'm pretty sure it's fueled by some religious ideology. Because that's the only religious ideology is the only real reason that one could use, and it's still to me invalid, but one could use and like validate most of the kinds of hatred in the world, like racism, homophobia, and we don't like these people. All you have to say is we don't like those people over there because they don't believe in the same God as we got. And what kind of people are those over there? Oh, those are fucking look at the Japs. They don't believe in what we do. We're gonna call them Japs. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's just like it's very easy to like, and it's not just Christianity. It's all religion. It's very easy to look at those other people over there like them thoughts. Those hoes over there. Yeah. Yeah. Religion makes you look at everybody else like their thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think I figured it out.
Religion is wrong.
Oh man, bro. Oh man, fuck it. I can't find what I'm looking for. But it's all right. We're going to go ahead and skip down to the bottom of this shit. We're going to talk about sports real quick. We're going to talk about your guy, Russell Westbrook, going off for 36 points, 10 rebounds, going 72% from the field goal, and shooting 100% from the three-point line, going crazy. Proud of Russ, man. We proud of Russ because he coming back. Because Russ is an all-time great, man. He's an all-time great point guard. I mean, even though he got, like, duck feet hands, like, he's still, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give him his flowers, man. We fuck with you, Russ. If you ever see this, man, we fuck with you the long way. You know what I'm saying? Steph dropped 39 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 8 threes. And they came back from being down by 20 to beat the Pelicans. Dylan Brooks is the new villain in the NBA. I ain't gonna hold you no smoke. I don't like Dylan Brooks. He always
Dylan Brooks don't want none of Shannon Sharp.
he don't, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know how tall Dylan Brooks is, but like Shannon Sharp, like it don't matter. Like Shannon, nah, bro. Shannon is sharp. Like, don't nobody give a fuck about what you talking about, bro. Like, but yeah, I feel like if I was in the NBA, I would purposefully like try to have smoke with Dylan Brooks, just because this nigga is always just like smoke. Like, he got smoke with everybody. Y'all
like
probably
that.
been watching. You said
like
you like
that.
that?
Yeah.
But like, no,
Fuck
like,
you,
so
nigga.
when Pat Bev does it, we understand it.
Mhm.
When Dylan Brooks does it though, it's just like, bruh,
I'll be honest, I haven't watched, so I don't really know.
bruh, we can,
I
I can,
like
I
the
can pull this
smoke.
shit up. This is my show. I'll pull this shit up. I'll pull up some. I'll pull up. This nigga has a reel of just him. It's like Dylan Brooks versus the NBA, because this nigga is always just going at it with somebody else. But I don't know, man. I ain't gonna speak too crazy on him before he start trying to come at me, and you gonna be stinking.
And then I'm gonna have to come at him.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be stinking.
Facts.
Austin Reeves signed a major deal. That was some good shit, man. I think we just probably gonna wrap this on up though, because I think that this has been a good show, man. I appreciate all of my lovely guests. I appreciate my nigga Fred for bearing with me. We just came from this show,
You
performed
smacked
a
too.
little bit. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I smacked on the show.
One
Smacked on it.
smash, bro.
Yeah, appreciate that. Got my lovely wife. Got a chance for the world to see my lovely wife. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, beautiful. Got the man, the myth, the legend, the big show. Cash Money Guap, Cash Money Finesse Team.
Cash Money Guap.
Big Money Guap, Cash Money Finesse Team. That's
Big
it,
Money
right?
Guap,
Yeah.
Cash Money Finesse
Yeah,
Team.
yeah. Big Money. That wool. We go way back. Yeah. The hottest DJ in the land. Yeah. The Don, aka Big Mood, aka DJ Terry V, aka in this bitch.
Can
I
I just
appreciate
say
y'all having me.
that when I met you over there, a few hours ago, you said I had like 20 names. And then over the course of the night, I've heard you address like literally like 10 different
It's
ways.
a thing, man. It's a
What
thing.
you didn't hear was Terry.
I did, that was the first time. That's what made me think. I was like, damn, bro, like you really got 20 names.
Terry, it's I can't. Yeah.
But
I
you
got
know
a
the
lot of
beautiful
names.
thing about that is like when different people approach you and they call you whatever, it's like, oh, that's where you know me from.
I have niggas in categories based on how they address me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Dre called you 3 names in one story.
Yeah.
That happened. I was there.
That sounds like something
It was
he
not
would
even
do.
a joke, and he did it. And I was like,
That's some
oh,
gangster shit.
it's
Hey,
some
but give a
person.
shout out to man El Drizzy Sanchez in the building. Man, give Drizzy a big round of applause.
Hendrix.
Drizzy Hendrix in the
Yeah.
building, you know what I'm saying? We fucks with you the long way, even though you ain't on camera. People listening, they ain't gonna know Drizzy Hendrix was in the motherfucking building on the filming of this podcast, man. We appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. Y'all so fire. Make the show go around. I especially love you over there in that corner. It ain't gay for me to say that now, cause you over there and you a woman and you my wife. But we gonna end this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Everybody, we gonna go around and give potentially useless, potentially irrelevant, or not facts that you know, because this is a fact, a show about facts. We support all facts, the big ones, the little ones. You know what I'm saying? And Drizzy, I actually do got something for you to do. See these boxes behind me? We gonna go around and we gonna give facts, and I'm gonna let you pick. You got a big box, a medium box, and a small box. I want you to listen to everybody's facts, and at the end, you give them the box of your choice. How about that?
Is it on me?
It don't matter who want to go first.
I'm new to this. I have a question. What if my fact is just like a very strong opinion?
We don't want strong. This is not all strong opinion podcast. This is all facts. This is all facts. FAX.
That's the question. Okay. I'm definitely not starting.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So my useless, potentially not fact is that Queen Elizabeth II was a trained mechanic.
So she could just fix shit. That's some gangster
She
shit.
could repair engines on cars at the age of 16.
That's actually like what we were just talking about femininity and masculinity and all that good shit. That's what fire shit. Fire. Look, Fred, nigga Fred panicking. Hey, that nigga Fred really hit you with the goddamn.
Yeah, because I definitely didn't bring a fact again.
It's all right, bro. Just come on.
I'm gonna
spit.
circle back around.
You gonna all right? We'll circle back around.
Because if not, I'm gonna think
that nigga O'Brien panicking now. This nigga.
Because I have so many strong opinions that I believe are fake.
This nigga don't know what a fact is.
That's fifth grade.
Oh shit, bro. Oh man, give it to us straight, man. Gun barrel straight. Give us some facts.
Give us
some facts.
This is a fact. Barack Obama is not a descendant of the African diaspora.
Hard facts.
Hard
facts. I always said we need some like and like shit. This part is probably gonna have to get clipped or something. No, I'm not gonna say it because that's too much editing. I just fuck it. Because what I was about to say was going to have to be edited out if there was any hope for this episode to be financed by anybody. Like, I was gonna look at it and be like, okay, the podcast was good till he said that. What made him say that?
Don't forget it because we gonna have to hear that after we know it.
Oh yeah. After we done, I'll spit it. If y'all want to hear it, y'all gotta like pay Patreon and like get all access. Listening to what we got going on. But feel me.
Okay.
Is that the fact?
And it is a fact that. No, that's not a fact either.
It was a drum fact.
I'm sorry. I
A
just
drum
pictured
fact?
like 35 things rolling through his head. Like, damn, none of these are facts.
That's actually a fact. That's what happened. Okay, a drum fact. All right. So, I couldn't even think of no drum facts that are relevant. Like,
They don't
all
have
right,
to
so,
be.
all right, so there's two different ways to hold your drumsticks, right? One is called match grip and one is traditional grip. Traditional grip comes from when back in when they used to have drummers in marches in the war, they had their drums strapped to the side so they'd hold them like cock side like to this. So now that we move them to the front, people still hold it, and that's why it's called traditional grip.
Oh, that's actually a fire-ass fact.
It's a fire ass fact.
That's a fire-ass fact. You pulled some shit out of Hammer Space with that one.
Yeah, bro.
With the assist, of course.
I do appreciate that because I
Yeah.
wasn't going there.
Yeah, on some gangster shit. I really didn't have one either, but I think that this one is fire because I got plenty of these bitches. The Great Pyramids in Egypt, 4,000 years old. Jesus died 2,000 odd years ago. The pyramids were as old to Jesus as Jesus is to us. So Jesus was looking at them pyramids like, damn, them was some old niggas. Can you think about, we make jokes about like, your grandmama walked with Jesus. Jesus was making jokes like, your grandmama walked with the niggas that built the pyramids.
Yeah.
That's some gangster shit.
Yeah.
That's it though, man. That's been an episode of All Facts Podcast. We fucks with that Drizzy, man. Go ahead and give us the boxes, man. Who you think? Who got the big facts? Who got the medium facts? Who got the little facts? We need to see this shit. Come on with it.
I already know by his reaction who's gonna get what box.
Damn. he sounds so disgusted by that.
I knew it.
Oh yeah, we got the big boxes, bro. We got the big boxes of facts. You reach in deep down.
Facts in it?
Yeah. Now reach in. What kind of facts does it say? Oh, just regular facts.
It just says facts. Oh, should I?
No,
it
it just says facts. Yeah.
I have little facts.
Oh, you got little facts.
I feel like your fact was like fire. Oh, bro, what did you even say? Like you,
I should have explained the way
Said
that
Obama
Fred
went black.
explained. I didn't say that.
what did you say?
He said Obama ain't black.
I should have explained. I said my nigga Obama is not a descendant of the diaspora.
Hey, he didn't get no box because he hurt Dre's feelings.
His whole life was crushed.
This was completely biased.
Obama was black.
This was not
Obama
facts.
did not come from slaves, my nigga.
Yo.
This nigga ain't not have slave lineage.
Man, boy, that is funny. That is funny. But yeah, man, this has been an episode of All Facts Podcast. We fuck with y'all. We love y'all. We was in, now we out. All right, let's get it. I appreciate y'all, man. That's the episode, man.
Barack Obama is not black.
Hey,
I said the shit. I wasn't black.
when I said that shit, my nigga Idris was over there like,
The shade
what?
came on.
He said what?
He saw I said, motherfucker, what? I know he see me and said, I ain't gonna worry about it. I ain't nothing to take boxes. Shit, I believe fucking Elizabeth II built on more cars than to think Barack was the fucking black